Hi guys, today we're being joined by Brett King, who's the manager of the Degrees of Fitness gym here at the Sunshine Coast TAFE, and we're going to be discussing screening documents. So thank you, Brett, for coming in and talking to us today.
No worries.
Okay, so if a new member comes in and joins up the Degrees of Fitness gym or fitness centre here, obviously the first process is to get them, have them fill out a screening document, which is important. Where do you take them for that particular procedure or that step?
We have a specific private room that we go to, so that way it's we're on our own. People can't see in and see what's going on in there, so it's nice and private. It's a comfortable room where we can sit down at a desk and we just start off just having a talk about I guess just any general issues and move on from there.
So in that screening room, and that I imagine you have all the equipment necessary to conduct the screening, and after the documentation's filled out.
Yeah, we have a few bit of exercise equipment. We've got some Monarch bikes for VO2 max testing. We have a massage table to test any muscle imbalances. Plus we've got our blood pressure units, our heart rate monitors, and then we all hook those up onto there.
Okay, so alright, so the screening document, when they fill that that document out, what sort of information are you trying to get from the client in that screening document?
Any information that could be useful for us to try and gauge a program around. If someone has a pre-existing injury or illness, as a personal trainer or a fitness instructor, you need to know that, so then you can I guess design a program that's going to be safe and effective for your client. If there's a pre-existing injury and you don't know about it, chances are you're just going to make that injury worse.
What about, did you say medications?
Yeah, medications as well. There's a lot of medications that have an effect on exercise and have an effect on heart rate, blood pressure as well. So you've got to need to know about those. If you've got a patient that's on beta blockers, that then regulates how fast the heart pumps. If you're trying to train them hard, their heart rate's just not going to rise, and you'll keep trying to train them harder and harder until they may have an injury.
Okay, so that's obviously very important. What about, did you say family history? Was that part of this?
Family history is a big part of it, especially when it comes to heart disease and stroke. You could train the house down all your life, but if you've got a pre-existing condition with your heart that's been passed down through the family, then you've got to be aware of that and make sure you take measures around that. Okay,
so it's obviously a very important document. With a lot of private information that's obviously given up. What do you do with that document once you've completed it?
After that's done, we then have to put it in a lockable cabinet. We keep that locked. That information is only accessible to staff members. We can't use that information anywhere else or disclose it to anyone else. The only other people that will get that is the actual client upon their request, or if we do a re-screening later on.
Okay, so it's obviously screening documents are a very important part of the gym membership sign up.
Yep, it's a massive part. Not only because it helps gauge and point in a direction as to what program you're going to write for that person, but it's also a really good tool to actually get to know that person and break down those boundaries and start to build a rapport with the client. Okay, great.
Well, that's really great information, Brett, and I really thank you for that. And thanks again for spending 5 minutes with me today, and we'll be hearing from you shortly.
Looking forward to it.